Xbox's new CEO just gave us something to believe in. What's up, y'all? I'm Ray, and this is my channel, Xbox Ready, where we get on and we talk about Xbox stuff, and damn, is there a lot of Xbox stuff to talk about today. Now, I went into this year thinking that it was gonna be awesome from an Xbox perspective between all the first-party games that we're gonna be getting, like Fable, Gears E-Day. It's the 25th anniversary, like, of course it's gonna be exciting, but overshadowing all of that is everyone constantly asking, is Xbox dead? Is Microsoft gonna stop making Xbox consoles? Is Xbox just gonna be a game publisher? And try as they might, Matt Booty coming out and saying, no, we're not just gonna be a publisher, people were still skeptical. And of course, simultaneously, there's this whole leadership shakeup going on at Xbox. Phil Spencer stepping down, Sarah Bond out. Phil's being replaced by Asha Sharma. Lots of questions about her, especially with her background in AI. She was having a complicated start, a lot of scrutiny, a lot of questions. And when she did her first interview with Windows Central, there were a lot of positive things that she was saying. Oh, a return to Xbox, a commitment to consoles, a commitment to making great games. These are all things that we have heard before. What does it mean exactly to return to Xbox or make a commitment to Xbox hardware? And today, Xbox CEO Asha Sharma answered that question with a very strong move, and I'm into it. She went onto Twitter and said, hey, we are making a new Xbox console. Right now, it's going under the name Project Helix, and it's gonna play PC games. She said, great start to the morning with Team Xbox, where we talked about our commitment to the return of Xbox, including Project Helix, the code name for our next generation console. Project Helix will lead in performance and play your Xbox and PC games. Looking forward to chatting about this more with partners and studios at my first GDC week. Now, on paper, this isn't super surprising. Literally, if you've watched any of my videos over the past, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 months, how many times have we talked about, oh, the next Xbox, Project Magnus, or whatever codename it's going by, it's gonna play your Steam games. Any PC game that you want, it's gonna be this utopian console. We heard it from Windows Central, we heard it from The Verge, but up until this point, we have heard nothing from Xbox themselves. So the fact that the CEO is tweeting from her personal account and saying, listen, check out this new cool thing that we got going on, it's awesome. She's throwing down the gauntlet and giving us something to believe in. She's staking her reputation on it. She's tweeting from her personal account where this will live forever, even if she deletes it, because people will screenshot it. They've given it a name. Names are powerful things. Anyone who's played The Witcher knows this with the Lubberkin. Don't think I forgot about you, Dea. This is also in direct contradiction to this idea that Seamus Blackley was putting out, saying that Asha was coming in to basically be like an end-of-life hospice care worker for the Xbox brand. That Asha was there to sunset the entire division, make sure it died a nice, quiet, peaceful death in its sleep. This comes at a really interesting time in the overall gaming news cycle, because over on the PlayStation side of things, we've been hearing reports that they're gonna pull back on putting their games onto Steam. Previous to this, everyone was thinking that they were gonna explore more multi-platform stuff after the success of Helldivers, after God of War, Spider-Man showed up on Steam, and in doing so, Project Helix was going to be able to play these Sony published games. But no, these reports paint a much different picture. They are basically drawing a line in the sand, PlayStation and Xbox, and saying, this is what we are offering, these are our strategies, they're looking totally different, we'll see which one works out in the end. Like a politician, Asha now has a platform that she's running on, Return to Xbox, that starts with a commitment to Xbox hardware. What else does that entail? I'm really curious, and I know a lot of other people are, to see if Asha and Team Xbox will change their stance in terms of what games they release on PlayStation. Again, very interesting timing, because earlier in the week, just a few days ago, everyone was talking about these leaks about the PS5 version of Starfield, which is crazy to think about. Starfield at one point in time was hyped up as the Xbox exclusive, the thing that was gonna make you run out and buy an Xbox console. This thing was gonna be so good, you wouldn't wanna miss it. We have Todd Howard on record in interviews being like, yeah, Nintendo has Mario and Zelda, those exclusives. Sony, when you think about them, you think about PlayStation, you think about these games. When you see Xbox, you're gonna think about Starfield. Battlefield and vice versa. And of course, it didn't end up working out that way. By and large, it seems like you guys have mostly got over Xbox games showing up on PlayStation. But with Sony tightening their belts, not putting a game like Ghost of Yote on Steam, I'm wondering if Xbox will rethink its strategy. Because yes, being able to play PC games on the next Xbox, that's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have access to more games than we ever have before. Ecosystem exclusive games to help sweeten the pot a little bit. Truthfully, what Sony is doing with their multi-platform strategy, bringing over multiplayer games, older single-player games, that's what I wanted Xbox to do from the beginning. I think that's a fair system that will reward hardcore fans that have invested into the ecosystem day one, whether they bought a console or subscribed to Game Pass, and also satisfy money-hungry Microsoft. Games like Forza Horizon 5, Sea of Thieves, who cares if those go on over to PlayStation? Even games like Gears Reloaded, who cares, right? Because Xbox has already gotten all of the value they could have possibly gotten out of those being exclusives. In her interview with Windows Central, Asha did say that she's going to look at the data, she's going to look at what makes sense, and then go from there when it comes to their exclusivity strategy. But I want more strong, clear moves from Asha. This announcement of Project Helix was really, really cool. If she came out again and was like, you know what? We're going to make really awesome games that you can only play in the Xbox ecosystem. That would be crazy, which is exactly what Xbox needs right now. Confidence in their product, confidence that people will buy Project Helix, subscribe to Game Pass, play games with the Xbox PC app, just so they can get at these awesome games coming up. Probably not very likely, but I'm saying it would be at least interesting to talk about. That's what I do. I have an Xbox YouTube channel, I yap about it all the time, and Asha just pretty much guaranteed that I will have a channel for at least the next 4 or 5 years. So all these people telling me, wrap it up, Xbox is dead, don't make videos anymore, you're gonna have to suffer me for at least through this next Xbox generation. Now, as far as what Project Helix is gonna look like, it's still anyone's guess. Thanks to the Xbox Ally X, we're getting more and more glimpses into features that will probably pop up in Project Helix. Any process that has to do with the neural processing unit and the chip that the Xbox Ally X has, things like advanced shader delivery, your games will come pre-compiled with their shaders and should run faster and smoother, automatic super resolution, which will automatically upscale your game using fancy schmancy AI, highlight reels, which is gonna apparently sense when you do something cool and say, oh shit, I gotta clip that. It's pretty much confirmed that Project Helix is gonna have its own neural processing unit and therefore have access to all of these cool AI things that they're working with. Even though she's gone, the spirit of Sarah Bond still kind of lives on in Ash's tweet, because Sarah Bond was the one that was like, the next Xbox, before it was named Project Helix, is gonna be premium, high-end. Asha sort of references that here in her tweet by saying that Project Helix is gonna lead in performance. But we also know that AI is a very deeply, profoundly up the entire video game industry, the entire consumer electronics industry. Ramageddon could very much cause the delay of Project Helix and the PlayStation 6, or otherwise drive the price up to the point where it's so expensive no one will want to buy it. Previous reports coming out of Windows Central say that ideally Project Helix could be ready as soon as 2027. That's apparently when Team Xbox is hoping that they'll figure out the new console interface, the full screen experience, or whatever comes next for Project Helix. Hopefully the RAM shortage slows down at that point. It's not looking good on that front, so things may change. Is there a possibility that Project Helix never sees the light of day? Sure, but as I said earlier in the video, Asha's fate as Xbox's CEO is now tied directly to Project Helix. And that's exactly the type of commitment, the type of skin I wanted to see in the game from her. She wasted no time being the face of Project Helix now. She mentioned that the developers especially are going to learn a lot more at GDC next week. Guess who else is going to be at GDC for the first time? Your boy Ray. That's right, I booked a flight to San Francisco, the cheapest hotel I could find. And now with this news, I'm looking forward to it a lot more. They literally have panels about the future of Xbox. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be making tons of videos and content about it. And if you want to keep up with all of it, make sure you subscribe, like this video, follow me on Instagram. I'm posting a lot there at Ready Media is the account name. There's just been so much to talk about when it comes to the Xbox news cycle. And who knows what's going to happen between now and the June showcase, which is just 3 months away. I can't wait to see what happens, good and bad. And I hope that you'll join me on that journey too. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.